Hi everybody, thank you for joining us today, and I'm Olga, and we're talking about being extraordinary on purpose. And today we're going to be talking about holistic approach to health. And today I have with me personal trainer Adam Churchill. Thank you, Adam, for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Olga.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, Adam, tell me what is your passion in life right now?
My passion is to help others to achieve mind, body, and spiritual wellness.
And you're licensed with ISSA,
yes.
yeah, right? And why are you so passionate about holistic approach to wellness?
Because I had a bit of a dark past that led my body to suffer a lot of unfortunate things that made me feel very sick and pulled down. And it was fitness and knowledge, health and wellness specifically, that freed me from that and allowed me to feel what it actually feels like to be healthy and well in mind, body, and spirit.
So can you tell us just a little bit about your past? And it started in childhood, right? You had 20 years of being on meds.
So my whole thing started when I was about 3. My parents got divorced at a very young age, and basically through all of my childhood, all of my teenage years, and most of my adult life, I struggled with behavioral issues with my father, and the solution to that, because they couldn't figure out what was wrong with my behavior, was to put me on medicine, which is a very common thing, especially in the 90s for most families. If I don't know what the issue is and I don't know how to solve it, medicine should probably help. It makes sense. So I was taken to a doctor and I was diagnosed with multiple things, and I was started on medication. I spent most of my time going through different medications because when one didn't work, the solution was that this one's not going to work, let's try something different, stronger, and a higher dose and see if that helps. So I spent all of my time with no behavioral change, but different medications throughout most of my life in an attempt to fix that.
So what do you remember being in middle school or high school and then in your adult years, right before you made a transition to be free from meds? How did you feel? What was going on in your life?
During middle school and high school, there was a lot of strain between my father and I and his household. I was on so many different medications throughout most of those years that it was hazy. It's hard to remember. Some of it, I felt like a zombie. I was walking around like a lifeless lump. Some of it was crazy and chaotic. My thoughts were everywhere. My behavior was everywhere. Some of it, I was angry all the time, had very angry thoughts and wanted to act out. Other times, I was energetic, but I was all over the place, and I couldn't calm down or sit still and think very clearly. In high school, it was kind of the same as in middle school. It didn't really change much, but it changed when I hit my early adult years. When I graduated high school, moved in with my mother, my behavior dramatically changed. I felt what it was like to be happy and actually have joy for the first time in my life. And the first couple of years that I was in my early adult life, about 22 or 23, I had encountered someone who knew that I was on medicine and said to me, it doesn't have to be that way. There's a different way. And for 3 years, I kind of fought him and said, no, the doctors know what they're doing. They know what's best. I need medicine. And then after 3 years of experiencing his knowledge and what he knows, I realized he wasn't wrong in anything he told me. So I started thinking, maybe he's right. Maybe I don't have to be on medicine. The doctor said it. My parents even said it. It doesn't mean it's true.
So this was a transition point, a wake-up moment for you. Maybe he is right. Maybe I don't have to be on meds. And can you tell us that this approach should be, you should really carefully come to the, making a decision of getting off of meds. First of all, what happened in your life? You had somebody who was going alongside of you, helping you.
So when I was about 20, I encountered a friend of mine. Ironically, I met him on a video game that I was playing. He was a personal trainer. He was raised by 4 brothers who were also personal trainers who spent their life in the industry. And he started teaching me. So I showed him what my goals were and what I wanted. And I showed him what I was doing. And the first thing he says is, you're doing it all wrong. Let me fix it. Let me show you how to do it. And he knew I was on medication because that's one of the first things that I, as a personal trainer, have to ask is, what are you taking, so that nothing happens and I don't give any bad advice. And when I told him I was on medicine, he said, why are you on that stuff? Well, I have to be. I have all these problems, and the doctor said so. And he goes, sure? Are you sure about that? So that was kind of where it clicked. Maybe there's a different path. And that's kind of where I decided to make the choice to go my own route. This was my personal decision. I chose of my own accord. Nobody else said you have to do it. Nobody else said, go against the doctor's advice. I specifically decided for me, I'm going to do this my way on my own because I want to get off. I always advise, if you are going to go off medicine, you talk to your doctor first and make sure that it works for you with them and that they approve it. This is not me giving medical advice. This is my personal experience of what I did.
And you have people who are into holistic health, right? There are people who are, educating you. They're going alongside of you. You're not doing it on your own, and one recipe or one suggestion does not work for everyone. So as you said, it's very important to talk to doctors and have people around you to help you get up.
Yes.
But you think nothing is impossible, right?
Personally, no. I do not believe that some things you just have to deal with. I was told pretty much all of my life, I will have to deal with anxiety, I will have to deal with depression, I will have bipolar, I will never be free of it, I have to learn to live with it, and I must accept this, what I call limitation. I discovered for myself, no, that is not the case. If you choose to make a choice and you choose to change and you choose to have courage to try and change, you can actually do it. I did. I freed myself from pretty much almost all of it.
Awesome. And now you're very passionate in helping people. After 20 years being on how many meds?
9 to 12 meds, I've lost count.
Yeah. So guys, never do it on your own, but there is a way out from any problem, right, Adam?